Winnebago County joins the growing list of communities discussing how the migrant crisis should be addressed countywide. 23 News reporter Sydney Stoffregan talks to one board member who says this discussion ensures all involved parties are cared for.
Counties all over the state line are taking a firm stance on migrant issues. A Winnebago board member tells me their priority is the people in their communities.
Problematic for me.
Winnebago County Board members opened the floor to the public Thursday night to discuss emergency procedures involving migrant transportation to Chicago. Board member Paul Arena says he wants to make it clear this resolution applies if migrants are abandoned in the county.
Well, we hope that it eases the public's mind, right, that they are made confident that, number one, we're responsibly using their tax money, and secondly, to people who are concerned about the welfare of migrants, that we're going to give them proper care should this happen.
In its current form, the resolution raises concerns from board members about keeping county resources for community members. Immigration attorney Sarah Dady says the county has an obligation to care for all people that cross county lines.
I don't think that we're a county that wants to harm people or refuse to help people with basic necessities. When there is a crisis situation, we have to be able to respond, and I think it's important to be able to plan for that.
The proposed resolution meets several roadblocks as board members discuss the well-being of migrants. Arena says bus companies should be held accountable for any actions putting migrants in harm's way.
So if they drive people here and they just drop them off someplace and someone goes to try to walk down a highway and gets hit by a car, I consider that to be a negligent act by that transportation company, and they should be held accountable.
Following Thursday night's meeting, the county board plans to modify the resolution with the help of the state's attorney's office.
Thank you, Sydney. And the Winnebago County Board plans to meet again in the following weeks for further discussion before a decision is made.